For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare to slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that order.
Plug it in while you were talking.
God was unhappy with the things that were happening beforehand. And he was going to...
Let me see. What was the question? I'm sorry.
Like, how can I trust that God is like, you know, basically, like, I'm not a religious person, and when I hear stories about, like, God killing all the humans, flooding the earth, like, telling Isaac to, like, or...
Isaac to sacrifice
his son.
Isaac to sacrifice his son.
Yeah, like, you know...
Or, excuse me, Abraham to sacrifice Isaac.
Yeah. Like, that's just, like, you know, that strikes me as, like, a God that I don't want to worship, so what's up with that?
Here's my thing. Think about this, okay?
Yeah.
Because it's very arrogant. Watch this. It's very arrogant to recognize something so powerful that you then turn around and say, I don't like how you are. I don't like what you do. Hear me out, right? Chief priest, I'm talking about. It's crazy. They just, man, they're indestructible. But what I'm saying is, no, Dad, I'm still serious. They're indestructible. It's about the power of God, not what you think is good. You understand what I'm saying? Because the concept of good is subjective, right? Everybody has their own concept of good. Yeah. So when you ask me, a God that would flood the earth and command a man to sacrifice his son, which he didn't allow him to do it, right? It was a test of faith.
Yeah, well, I also think that's kind of, you know, like, it's like...
Can I ask? Well, I don't want to superimpose my question over the question that you asked me. I want to answer your question.
Yeah.
Point that I'm making is, who are you to criticize the Creator? Now I know you don't believe in God, but I'm saying we're having a conversation about God, about someone who is claiming to be the Creator. Who are you to criticize it and to superimpose what you think is good onto Him?
I guess that makes sense, like, from your perspective.
No, I'm saying from an objective place. If the conversation is about a God that is alleged the Creator, that has the power to flood the whole earth, who are you to superimpose your morality onto Him when He's the one that created morality from the jump?
Me. I only have me, you know? I
don't know if you're probably comprehending my question.
No, I get it, but it's just like I don't believe in God. Like, I don't.
No, I know you don't believe. Okay, so you believe in something, right? Do you believe in the country that you live in? You believe you're in America, right?
Oh boy.
No. Do you recognize and acknowledge that you are in America?
Yeah.
Okay. You do understand that there are laws that America gives you that you have to follow.
Yeah.
Right? If you don't follow them, then what happens?
Then you get punished.
Then you get punished.
Yeah.
So the fact that you can understand, and although you probably don't agree with the rules and the laws of America, right?
Yeah, so similar to how I don't like America in a lot of ways, I also there's a lot of things about God that I don't like.
Hold on. You don't have to like them, but you need to respect them even more than you respect America.
Why?
Because you respect America.
Not really.
You do.
No.
Do you have identification? Do you walk around on identification? Yes, you do. Hold up. Watch this.
Are we getting into a semantics debate?
No. What I'm establishing is the facts of how you respect something. Are you a driver? Do you drive?
So I have the ID and stuff because of the threat of the law.
Because the what?
Because of the threat of the law.
Hold on.
And I'll go to prison and stuff.
But watch this, and that's why you should follow God, because if you don't, I ain't gonna say that He will flood it again, because He promised to not flood it again. But this is where we get the punishments of things like the flood. It's not gonna be. It says with Noah it was water, but it will be fire next time.
That's right.
So go ahead.
Just why should I trust what you're saying? A lot of your stuff's coming from the Bible.
Correct.
I don't think that just from a non-Christian perspective.
I'm not a Christian, but okay. From a non-biblical perspective,
okay,
I understand.
From a
Bible believer.
Yeah. Just why should I take your word for it?
I'm Taz. What's your name?
Valentine.
Valentine. Okay. You said, why should you take our approach.
Why should I take your word for it? You know, like, how do I know that you're not, like, like, you think that, like, I don't know, some of the other religions, like, are bunk, right?
Do I think the other religions are bunk?
Yeah, you know. Like,
I mean, I have my issues and concerns with other religions for legitimate reasons.
Yeah, there are other religious teachings that, like, if someone was talking about them, you'd be like, hey man, like, I have some problems.
But I have a reason why I have a problem. Not because it's my opinion versus theirs. I would go to another religion and say, the book that you're claiming to base your religion off of, you're not even following it.
Okay.
And all I would do is I would go into the book in question and I would say, you're not doing this, you're not doing this, you're not doing that. Why not if this is the book you believe in? Now, to have a conversation,
I'll say that's all the Christians.
So will I. That's what I'm saying. I'm not a Christian. Yeah, I told you, I'm not a Christian, so I totally agree with you. I believe that Christians use the Bible, but Christianity is not rooted in the Bible. It's a difference. So when talking to a secular non-believer, I can't try to reason with you according to a book that you don't believe in. Even though you asked us a question based on a book. I can remove myself in the logic and concept of life. I don't have to use the book. Okay, I'm saying you respect things that you don't agree with.
I guess I just want you to say something more convincing to me than, like, you gotta respect God, you know?
No. I'm not telling you that you got to. I'm telling you you ain't got no choice to. Whether you want to, whether you like it or not. Because if he has the power to flood the whole earth, who the hell what are you going to go and stand and say, Lord, no, I'm not going to step. You're going to get washed away.
Well, I don't believe that there's a God that can flood the earth. But
do you believe in any power outside of yourself?
I'm open to it.
No. I'm asking you. I'm not asking you if you're open to it. How old are you, Valentine?
I'm 25.
At 25 years old, can you acknowledge that there are things outside of human beings that influence the earth and the world that we live in?
There are forces that we don't understand.
Forces? Yeah. Energies?
Yeah, sure.
You call force and energy, I call them God.
All right.
Hold on. Because they have the authority over us. The word God just means ruler, authority, or power.
Yeah.
See what I'm saying? So when you talk about semantics, let's not get caught up into what we call it. Let's recognize that it's there.
Okay, but if that's true, then he's a tyrant, right?
Hold on.
Flooding the earth and shit?
Watch this, though. What's wrong with a tyrant? Whoever said
what's wrong with a tyrant?
Valentine, when you're reasoning with someone, you have to finish it out to the end. Okay. Just because what you did was this. You mentioned the term or the word tyrant because the common conception or the consensus is what? That tyrant is wrong. Right. Tyrant, it's used pejoratively, meaning it's always used negatively. Guess what? I could do the same thing with Valentine. I could say, hey man, we're just having fun. I'll say, man, shut up, you little Valentine. I've now taken the concept of who you are and turned it into a negative thing. But then he would have to say, well, wait, Valentine seems like a swell guy. What's wrong with Valentine? So when you bring up tyrant, tell me what's wrong with a tyrant. What's up, bro? You got any questions? Nah. You just listening? Cool, yeah. All right, we're talking to an atheist right now. All right, he asked me a question. He says, why should I believe in a God that would flood the whole earth? My premise is you ain't got no choice. If God has the power to flood the whole earth, you ain't got no choice but to serve him, regardless of what you like or not. But what's wrong with a tyrant? Let's not get sidetracked. I was just trying to get him caught up on what we're talking about. What's wrong with a tyrant?
I believe that personal autonomy is very important.
But do you have personal autonomy?
In a lot of ways, yeah.
No. Autonomy is or it's not. There is no compartmentalization of autonomy. Right. No. Autonomy is self-governing. Valentine, I can bring up the definition of autonomy. I know what it means. I use it. I use the word a lot. Yeah. You want to know why? Because I want my people to achieve autonomy, which is to be self-governed. Valentine, you don't govern yourself, and we already established that because you just said you have identification as a result of the threat of the law. Do you feel like I'm being unreasonable in what I'm bringing out to you?
I don't think you're, like, properly engaging to me. I think you're doing this for the camera.
I'm not properly engaging you because you said you are for self-autonomy, correct? I'm telling you, so there's like, no way to achieve that.
You're like taking this in all sorts of like directions. You're like, you know, we started this with like, I'm trying to figure out like why I should like a God that would like.
No, you said, why should I believe in him? Okay. No, excuse me, you said trust. Why should I trust?
Yeah.
And I'm saying my answer to that was, you just don't have any choice. Whether you like it, whether you believe in it, whether you trust it or not. If we're going off the foundation and the premise that he flooded the earth, How do you ever take a position as a finite human being and try to look to someone or something that has the power to flood the whole earth and say, I don't like you?
I have a very powerful enemy, I guess.
No, watch this. Valentine, real quick. Do you mind, what's your ethnic background? Give me Psalms 83. What's your ethnic background, if you don't mind? Because
Is this relevant, dog?
hold on, because culturally it influences us to have certain understandings. So if I understand your ethnic background and your culture, I might have a way to make it more relevant so that you can understand. I'm trying to be relatable. That's how you build relationships. You have to relate, correct?
All right, sure. It's shitty suburban white parents.
Suburban white parents from where, though?
Yeah.
From where?
Man, you're taking up so much of my time. Like, this is
Now I'm taking up your time. Valentine, you walked by us, stopped, and said to this brother, wait, I have a question for you guys. So you're not being held hostage. Come on, don't say I'm taking up unnecessary amount of your time, Valentine.
All right, then I'm not.
Let me ask you this. Are you in the middle of transitioning? I'm asking, are you in the middle of transitioning?
Yeah.
Real quick, come here.
What?
I'm trying to have a dialogue with you, Valentine.
I am bored of this conversation. Is this going to be quick?
I've bored you?
Yes. This is not. I don't think this is a productive conversation.
Where did it become unproductive, do you feel?
Probably when you brought in like the respect bit.
What, that you are forced to respect things that you do not have to agree with, but respect is going to be there?
Yeah, I think you just kind of like turned the conversation into like what you wanted to talk about.
But you recognize that I made a statement to say you have to respect things even though if you don't like it the same way you respect America and you probably don't agree with it like it. Hold on. And this is the reason why I even bring up your transitioning. Because in certain states, your transitioning is frowned upon, correct?
Yeah.
So if you lived in those states, you still, whether you agree with those states or not, that is contrary to your lifestyle, you still would have to respect the laws that inhabit or that are over those states, yes?
Or I could do civil disobedience.
You said you could do civil disobedience?
Yeah, why would I respect this?
Correct. But watch this. And then when you civilly disobey, then comes the consequence, correct?
Yeah.
And that's all we're telling you. The consequence is the fact that you have to respect, and that respect means that you're subject to it. You see what I'm saying? That's what respect means. It means that no matter how you feel, you have to acknowledge that what the power or the authority that has over you, it has to be done. It's going to be done. There's nothing you can do to stop it. You can protest God all you want. Huh? Well, I hope that you figure out your answer or something that can convince you, as well as you find some Chuck Taylors without the soles missing on it. All right? But again, those conversations are funny because it poses a question that I feel like people that have the same mentality as Valentine should be able to understand and should be able to grasp the concept of. That's why we entertain conversations like that. Again, I see it a lot of times on the comment board. Why are you even talking to us? Why is it even relevant? Because it's people unlike you that believe that are more like Valentine. Let's get the definition for autonomy. What? Sirach 15 and 5? Somebody get the definition of autonomy.
I got it. I pulled it up actually.
Bring it out.
Definition of autonomy according to the Merriam-Webster dictionary: the quality or state of being self-governing.
Self-governing, go ahead.
Right of self-governance, self-directing freedom, and especially moral independence.
Right. So again, that's what he wants, or they. That's what they want. To understand that is to now pose the question to Valentine, well, how do you get that? My entire point of view or my position against or responding to Valentine was, you can want things, you can dream of things, but how are you going to get it? Even in your transitioning, you are still subject to the ways of America. So even though you don't agree with America, you still are subject to his ways and you still respect their ways, so follow it. So how much more would you then follow God? Go ahead.
It says, the state of being free from the control or power of another.
The being autonomous is a state of being free from control of another. How do you remove yourself, Valentine, from the control of the Most High God? That's the point that we're making. It's not as though we're making this a hateful thing. We're just saying through logic and through reasoning, how does anyone separate themselves from a power or from a God that has the power to flood the entire earth? If he had that power to flood the entire earth, then you ain't got nothing to say to that power or that God. You're going to sit here and again try to protest against it, but does your protest take away the power of God? Give me Romans 3 and 3. Who got it?
You got it.
Bring it out.
The book of Romans chapter 3 and verse 3. For what if some did not believe? Shall their unbelief make the faith of God without effect? God forbid.
Just because you protest against God doesn't now mean that it's going to take away the effect of God. It's not going to take away the power from the word of God. It's not going to take away the authority of God because you don't believe, because you don't like it. Why would I like it? Well, isn't he a tyrant? The Most High God is a tyrant. Whoever said there was anything wrong with a tyrant?
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.